You know that friend who always cancels plans? The one who is sick again or tired again? That friend isn't avoiding you. They're protecting something. Welcome. You're about to feel very seen. Today, we're breaking down the psychology of people who love staying at home, the ones society calls boring, but science calls it something else entirely. Extroverts recharge by being around people. Their energy comes from the noise. But for you, social interaction drains your battery. And home is the only charger that works. This is optimal arousal theory, and it's how you're wired. Psychologists call this low stimulation preference. It's not that you're broken or even shy. It's that your nervous system is simply more efficient at processing input. Think of your brain like a battery, while an extrovert is like a solar panel, needing the noise and movement of a crowd to feel alive. You are a pre-charged cell. Every social interaction, every how's work and what's new, is a physical withdrawal from your energy reserves. You hit your optimal arousal level with just a cup of coffee and a quiet room. Anything more, the loud music, the bright lights, the overlapping conversations, pushes you into overdrive. Your brain starts to scream system error because it's being flooded with more data than it wants to process. This is why you feel people-y after just 1 hour out. You aren't being rude, you're just literally running out of power. For you, home isn't a place where you're doing nothing. Home is the only charger that actually fits your plug. Think about the world out there. For most, it's just a backdrop. But for you, it's a sensory minefield where you are constantly being hit by things you didn't ask for. Out there, you are a guest in someone else's chaos. The unpredictable noise of a passing car, the fluorescent hum of an office, or the sudden, sharp demand of a stranger's voice. In these moments, your nervous system is on high alert, scanning for a threat that isn't there, but feels real nonetheless. But the moment you step through your front door, the power dynamic shifts. You aren't just a resident, you are the architect. Here, you control every single variable. You decide the exact temperature of the room, the precise level of the lighting, and the absolute volume of the silence. For a person with high sensitivity, this isn't about being controlling. It's about creating a world that finally matches the speed of your soul. Home is the only place where the gain on your nervous system is finally turned down. It's a filter that allows you to breathe without having to perform for an audience. Out there is a target. In here is a refuge. There is a reason the greatest ideas in history aren't born in crowded bars or loud offices. Solitude is the laboratory of the mind. When you are alone, you aren't doing nothing. You are finally giving your brain the bandwidth to process the data it's been collecting all day. Without the pressure to respond, to react, or to perform, your thoughts are free to wander into the deep end. Psychologists find that people who embrace solitude tend to be more creative and better at problem solving. Why? Because deep work requires a quiet environment. Your thought spirals, the ones that keep you up at 2 a.m., aren't always a glitch. In the right setting, they are the engines of your introspection. Staying home is where you stop consuming other people's stories and start writing your own. You aren't missing out on life. You are experiencing it at a depth that most people are too busy to ever reach. The quiet isn't empty. It's full of everything you've been waiting to say to yourself. Society romanticizes the hustle and the party life. They tell you that life only happens when you're out there. But there is a quiet rebellion in choosing a Friday night in pajamas over a Friday night in a crowd. If your best life involves a documentary, some soup, and zero obligations, that isn't sad. That's self-awareness. You've stopped performing for an audience that doesn't exist and started living for the person who does. So, are you staying home because you're hiding or because you're finally healing? Tell us your favorite solo ritual in the comments. Let's normalize the joy of being a homebody. If this hit home, hit subscribe. This is The Mind Gap. We'll see you in the next one.